Alright. So I have this guy called the attack handler. And you can see it has the components. And these components, each of the attacks has a component. But the one that's the selfie time and the presence, that's split up into two components because it's a bit more complicated. So this still uses the object ame spawner, right? And so spawn swarm wave. This is gonna spawn the wave in the swarm, and this is called twice during the swarm attack, and then the swarm attacks you. And so spawn ame. This spawns at a certain distance from the guys. This deletes all the ames, and so you can see how is this used in the code. If you go to init swarm attack, it's going to just, so this is what it's going to do for every one of them, right? It's going to start the swarm attack. It's going to start whatever attack with the, in this case, it's an object. For the rest of them, it's the component. I just didn't want to turn the object into a component because I've tried to do that before and it's like kind of buggy. Then it's going to use init attack general. And what init attack general does is it lets it know what attack is on and lets it know that it's attacking currently. And then it's going to set a timer. So this is the second comment, right? This just starts the attack. Then you init attack general, and then you start the timer. So I'm using, like, I don't think you're supposed to be able to do this, but I just set timer by event, and like I do like a ritual to like spawn an event on this screen, and then I copy and paste the event here, and then this is going to just call the function in the ame spawner, and then end attack general. So my game is pretty good, by the way. Does cleanup. This is cleanup. It gets a bit more complicated. No, I didn't need to implement this. So attack progress 0. Start random. And then, so once the attack ends, it's going to do whatever. It's going to call the function in the ame spawner, in this case. That's going to delete the ames. And then it's going to do end attack general, which will start a new attack. And so, yeah, so this one just spawns 4 ames in the corner. The next one is the swarm, the orb attack. This one's pretty straightforward. Let's see what our orb attack handler does here. You can see it spawns 8 orbs using this function I made to like make this a much faster process. The pattern is 0 because there's only one orb pattern. And then so the ones that go straight lines, I wanted to go 380, and then the ones that go diagonal, I wanted them to go 400 units out. And so start orb attack is going to start the orbs. And then the orbs, you've already seen the code for ame. The orbs have their own code that controls their movement. So once they're initialized with the direction variable, all they do is they get this. This is split into like a bunch of steps, right? So first is to calculate the movement. Everything's kind of done. I don't need to explain all of the code, but basically it calculates the movement, uses the direction, and then it like goes back and forth from the center of the arena. Okay. But yeah, and then it just kills the orb. It makes sure that the orbs are in the it makes sure that the orbs are in the center of the stage before they are ended. So if we go to orb attack handler, end orb attack is going to, all of the orbs are put in an array, and then end orb attack will iterate through the array to start the orbs dying. And then if like their dying thing is true, then if they enter the center of the stage, they will die. Okay, and so now this is a pattern execution. Okay, so next up is selfie time. I'm sure you were very confused by Ame the Trinity and the Platinum the Trinity and Ame the selfie time. And that's because that attack is awesome, and I love it so much. So basically, as Platinum the Trinity explains very helpfully on the screen, Ame is about to take a selfie, and you have to collect all 3 Trinity boxes, but you can't touch the decoy boxes, because then you'll die. So this is the, this spawns the 4 displays, right? This is, like, literally just spawn actor, so I didn't really need to make it a function. Update display. So her texture changes when she's taking, you know, right when the timer runs out, she takes the selfie. And I don't need this. Oh, that was. Oh, yeah, no, that code doesn't exist. All this does is this stuff. It just sets the display number for all of the displays. Check damage. Once the selfie time, it checks for whether or not it's going to deal damage. It checks for whether or not it's going to deal damage, like, instantly as soon as the presents are deleted. Right? It puts the player in the cache. Then the damage it deals is 3 minus the number of presents you've collected. Not decoys, they don't count. And then it's going to set a timer for 1 second. Then, when it deletes the displays, it will decide whether or not it damages you. And then, when it... Yeah, okay. So, now, it is, And then the Trinity boxes are handled by their own function. This function you just use to spawn a box. It will spawn 3 boxes, 3 decoys at a random spawn location using very much streamlined code from the Platinum the Trinity box. Then it will, yeah, this is hugely streamlined. I don't know if you noticed, but in one of my other videos I had like this, but like written out like 4 times, and it was like a huge mess. But yeah, I fixed that. Okay. So then it's going to check all the boxes by iterating through an array and adding every time you got a box. And then if you got a box, it's going to subtract. Yeah, and that's going to add to the score that is put into... the attack handler is actually the end swarm attack. So, fuck. End selfie attack. It's going to check boxes. This is actually pretty interesting, right? So it calls check damage for selfie time handle. This is how the boxes communicate with the selfie time. It calls this function. This function has a return value that is the number of boxes you found. And then it deals damage with that return value from checkboxes. Okay. And so then... So there are 2 steps to the ending the selfie attack, right? You have the step where it's decided whether or not it deals damage, it deletes all the boxes. Then end selfie, and then it deletes all the displays and does end attack general. These are my debug functions. I turned them off. Okay. And so now that I explained all of that, you saw the gameplay at the start already. Maybe I'll put the gameplay at the end so that it's less jarring. That was kind of awesome. Alright, see you. Alright, hello. I'm gonna record this thing now. My friend's playing Katana Zero on my second monitor, and I don't feel like pausing it. So, that's fine. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just play the game, and you can see the game that I made as I play it. And so maybe I should stop it while I fix the screen. I'm BRB. Okay, well, they BRB. Alright, so this is... So, you have to get the box, and then you see... So that... But that doesn't actually make my score go up. And then, so now this is the Ame, and so there's a lot going on. I got all the Trinity boxes. So now I'm gonna turn in my oh, Jesus. And then this is so... You see the guy... So it's like it's... The boss has like 3 different attacks, right? And so it's gonna cycle through them. And you just saw all of them. We have to get all the Trinity boxes again. Uh-oh. I ran out of time, and it was selfie time. Aw, shit. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Okay. So so that was a lot.